Good day, everyone. It's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO, coming back to play Grixis Control in Magic's Legacy format. We're about a week into Tarkir Dragonstorm, and the 1-2 punch of Stock Up and Mistrise Village has made show and tell decks quite popular. Basically just means we can't rely on our counter spells as much, but Force of Will has kind of never been worse. People are very good at jamming, and jam they will, so we get a little more creative to fight these decks now. Consigned Memory remains one of my favorite tools since they often, when using triggers, Emrakul's extra turn, Atrax's card advantage. A lot of people were saying how Consigned Memory is not a necessary tool anymore now that Eldrazi has been significantly nerfed. I kind of disagree. I also never really thought the card was that good against Eldrazi in the first place. If they had Cavern of Souls, Consign would never really be able to trade for a whole card even. So I wasn't playing Consign to fight Eldrazi. I was much more using it to fight combo decks, and I think it's very good at doing that. I think it's better than Flusterstorm, especially with all the cards that prevent you being able to counter spells. So yeah, that's my take on it. Also, a lot of Bug Beanstalk. That's a deck that you would think is pretty bad on paper, but if you just dedicate your efforts to fighting what they can actually win the game with, there aren't that many options they have outside of like Murktide Regent, and then you always want to stay up in that Bowmaster mirror. We have Kolaghan's Command, which is not as reliable post board because of Hydroblast, and then Reanimate. So we should be alright. I'm also bringing From the Catacombs back. Love this grindy tool. When the meta gets controlled, dense, really the only card you have to look out for with this one is Force of Negation. And most of the time, if they're bringing that in against you, you're pretty happy about that. So yeah, I guess that's about it. Let's play some Magic. Stock Up is still hanging around too. The list is getting weird. I would like to hopefully be able to have a more coherent list coalesce in the next couple weeks, but we'll see. There's been a lot happening in Legacy. It's very exciting. It's very cool, but that leads to more chaotic and less solve feeling lists. But it's all Magic. It's all fun. If you'd like to get some one-on-one coaching or submit a donation list, check out my Patreon. It's linked down in the description. If you can't do that, liking, commenting, subscribing goes a very long way. And without further ado, I'm going to try and bring you some well thought out lines. All right, let's get cracking. It's a one lander, but we're on the draw. Opponent's taking a mulligan, which means this Force Thoughtseize hand, combined with Cling to Dust, could really wreak some havoc. Misty Rainforest, though, typically shows up in fair decks. Underground Sea, hard to tell. I'm gonna get Thoughtseized. We'll know pretty much exactly what's going on, judging by what they take. Although Thoughtseize is like a pretty neutral take. Okay, they take Force. Are they gonna go off right now? Is this Doomsday? Damn! They have one card. If I hit 2 land drops in a row, Nimble Obstructionist is a real thing they'll have to figure out. If their last card is a land, they can just cycle, 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 and cast an Oracle. And it probably is, let's be honest. Might even be Cavern. If it's Cavern, I can't even top deck another Force of Will, Thoughtseize Bug. But if they take it at all slow, yeah, we got a real shot. Now, I've played a lot of Doomsday, so I know how these things work in Vintage. I've played a fair amount of Legacy Doomsday as well. Let's take a look at what's in exile. Lion's Eye Diamond is in exile. Both Street Wraiths are in exile. Where? Okay, Underground Sea, Underground Sea, Underground Sea. Okay, so it's not Underground Sea. Is it? It's not Swamp, is it Island? Yeah, they might have an island in their hand or a fetch land. No, there's the island. What's going on here? Did they make an impossible pile? I see 3 dazes, but not 4. 4 dark rituals. No consider. Yeah, consider's gone. 4 force of wills. 3 personal tutors. It could be personal tutor if they're on the full 4. A lot of people aren't. But yeah, no Cavernous Souls. I think they'll take it somewhat slow. Oh my god. If their last card's Cavernous Souls, that would be sad. What is it? It's another Doomsday. Oh, that was stupid of me. That would have been a pretty easy one to find. Should always count Doomsdays, because there's no reason really to put another Doomsday in the pile, you know? Alright, show me that land. Oh yeah. Put another land on top. Stock up. It is a blue card, but doesn't really guarantee what I need here, you know? Especially when they can send 2 wins. Like, they'll probably go Cavern Oracle next turn. I'll likely just lose. But we'll see. Like, their hand is probably Cavern right now to play around another discard spell. I'll do this now. But if they pass the turn again... Or wait. This doesn't really work. There's the land. Their Street Raids are gone, so... If they do cycle off of Edge of Autumn, it has to work this turn. Yep, there it is. Damn it. Oh, another Street Wraith. They are going more all-in here. So wait, this is a build with 1 Oracle and 1 Jace. That's super interesting. So yeah, we're just 1 turn behind. Too bad, because we had the Nimble Obstructionist, but can't do much about that. So setting against Doomsday is pretty tough. But I do like exchanging Edict for Push, and also bringing in Consign, Opposition Agent, Red Blast, Surgical Extraction, and Thoughtseize. And you can trim down on things that are a little inefficient, like Kolaghan's Command and Baragoyf. Reanimate, likely don't want. Don't need the second basic island with Mistrise Village around. And then Cling to Dust. Also pretty slow, Lightning Bolt, even though they do chop their life in half. You just get slightly better tools. And then we can roll with 1 Snapcaster Mage here. Take the play. This seems good. Hopefully Fatal Push is good. So opponent's mulligan down to 4. If it's like Force Blue card, Dark Ritual Doomsday, and they just have to rip a Mana Source, that'd be pretty funny. But yeah, we'll Thoughtseize this hand. See what they kept. I mean, kind of close, right? Easy Thoughtseize. Underground Sea. Lotus Petal. Pass. No personal tutor yet. If I clipped that with Opposition Agent, I don't think they would like that very much. Alright, play Bloodstained Mire and cast Ponder. I feel like I'm not fighting the right things with this spread of cards, but maybe that's fine. Having a blue card is nice. Having pressure is nice. I have pressure. Maybe this fights the combo enough. They're so low on resources. And they need a land, kind of, before they commit the personal tutor. And also keeping on a Ponder will make them play differently. That is just a fact. So yeah, I'll do that. Brainstorm. Resolves. Polluted Delta. I wonder if they're even holding on to that personal tutor. It's kind of hard to say. Like, they could set up a Doomsday, but they're so low on resources that if I was my opponent right now, I would be pretty nervous about doing that. I might even try to shuffle away that personal tutor. It's pretty resource negative. Draw the Bowmasters. Send it back. I'm not going to try and clip this fetch land because Daze is pretty bad here on Opposition Agent. I can just play around Daze. But I mean, if they cast a Doomsday next turn, I will cast Opposition Agent. No, they kept it. No shuffle. There it goes. Maybe they kept like forced blue card on top of it. That would be my guess. Or is this like Night's Whisper? Didn't see that game one. Could be Baragoyf. Could be a lot of things. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I knew it. I knew it. Alright. So they'll Doomsday and have 0 cards. They can rock it to the bottom because they have 2 mana. We'll see how this works out for me. Okay, so no Lion's Eye Diamond. Yeah, looks like a real Street Wraith situation over here. Because I'm only seeing a 1 in exile. If they have to take 3 for each Street Wraith, they shouldn't make it to the end without losing. Especially with double Bowmasters. Hesitant to give up on Fatal Push though. Looks like it is Edge of Autumn. Bowmasters. See if they factored this in or if they just kind of go for it with some number of cards in their library. That's what we're hoping for. What if... Oh god. Oh god. So if I play the second Bowmasters now, it's really going to depend where they put the Oracle. I think we're fine. Yep, still fine. Although if I play the other Bowmasters now, that's what? It's only 5 triggers, it's not enough. So if they have an Oracle that they're drawing right now and they cast it, I lose, where Fatal Push would save me. And if they draw 1 more card, then Bowmasters can clip it at that point too. So yeah, I'm not doing a single thing right now. Okay, cool. No, wait, this doesn't work for them anyways. Does it? This creates another trigger and they're at 4. I'm counting 4 triggers. I mean, we might as well. Fatal Push is not going to work. Looking at this deck, I'm not seeing any Baragoyfs. I'm not seeing any creatures. But also, you know, Fatal Push wasn't entirely dead there. Like, it could create a stopgap. But, I mean, the fact that this is a 1 Oracle version, maybe Fatal Push isn't that good, because they probably won't commit the Oracle until they have no cards in their library. I'm really expecting the creatures now, though. I just am. Something is telling me that they're going to pull out the creatures now. Plenty of blue cards. Yeah, this is more than okay. Force and Bowmasters. That's a keep. Underground Sea. Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual. Sure. Baragoyf. Shieldred. Was that bait? I mean, I'm gonna force it. Like, of course I am. Did their 7 really send it on turn 1 with backup? Thank goodness. Too scary. That means they might have the tools to rebuild. I have the tools to rebuild. I want to brainstorm some number of these lands away. Delta. Thoughtseize. Cast Brainstorm. Oh. I think Basic Swamp isn't super desirable. I'll be curious to see what they take between Ponder and Red Blast. I'm guessing Ponder. They can try and play around Red Blast. Well, they take the Red Blast. That's really interesting. I did not expect that. Okay. Pass it back. The time is right to apply pressure. Delta. Surveil. And they bin Force of Will. Yeah, I guess from 2 cards, it's kind of hard to really leverage that. Thoughtseize again. Alright, we'll fire Bowmasters here. They'll take my Ponder, which is unfortunate. But their life total will also be kind of low. Resolves. And they concede. Yeah, I guess if they aren't ready to fire right away, it's pretty hard to Doomsday and have enough life total to win in time. So that's cool. Starting out 1-0. Alright, welcome back. We're up against my good buddy Harain, who I met IRL at Eternal Weekend last year. Super fun guy. Is an incredible pilot of Stifle Knot. This hand is pretty good against Stifle Knot. We can kind of bother their cantrips with these 2 cards and try and control Doorkeeper Thrall with Lightning Bolt. However, Harain has also been pioneering a version of Stifle Knot that uses Torpor Orb. And we'll have a little bit more trouble against that deck, because it also just jams stock up after stock up, Null Drifter. It draws a lot of cards. But it also does not play Stifle, so I don't feel inclined to crack this off right away. But also Harain has huge range. They could be playing like Beanstalk or something. Pluto Delta. Could be any of the decks I just mentioned. So we'll just chill. Tundra. Seems more likely to be Stifle Knot. While we're pretty good at preventing Stifle Knot from getting threats, it's still an immensely powerful deck that can just destroy us out of nowhere, so you'd be unwise to get too comfortable in this matchup. I'm going to bin Snapcaster Mage. Looking for, I guess, stuff like that. Alright, pass it back. Flooded Strand, go. Alright. I can try to bait out some interaction with Orcish Bowmasters, because Bowmasters is not going to trade for any of their cards. I wouldn't usually recommend making this play, but I think it's weirdly kind of okay against Stifle Knot. They don't budge one bit. Thoughtseize, certainly much safer than jamming Narset here. I'll play around Spell Pierce, I guess. Oh, hold on, let's attack first. I don't have it. I don't have the Kaito. Don't worry. Thoughtseize you. Had the Spell Pierce. That is so funny. I was mostly joking, but turned out to be pretty necessary to do this. This is deranged behavior, but Harain is a really good player, so I'm guessing that means they're gonna like dress down and just drop a bunch of scary stuff. So if they cast dress down, I'll force. But I'm not gonna force their force. I need them to spend their mana before making a play like that. There it is. So sad to lose an Narset. Actually, it really sucks. Otawara. Torpor Orb. There it is. There it is. Oh. We're in trouble now. We don't have long to figure this out. I guess I'll bolt them. I don't know. Is that even true? Alright, play Strix. It's very sad that Torpor Orb means I don't get my ETB. Stock up. I hope you don't find Swords to Plowshares. Huh. Yup. That's white mana. Oh, just another Dreadnought. Don't worry. 2 cards over there. It's interesting. I feel like... Okay, they do attack. I'll take 11 down to 7. Another Strix will not do. I need Edict. I need Kolaghan's Command. Hell yeah, that will not do it. Game 1 goes to Dreadnought, and they're a pretty aggressive start, and my lack of interaction or rather Bolt's inability to address their method of enabling the Dreadnought. If it was Doorkeeper Thrall, we'd likely be okay. Alright, so we'll take Fatal Push, we'll take Consigned Memory. Red Blast is like okay, but their blue cards are not super worth fighting over. Although Stock Up can give them the raw power, just the raw resources they need to push through their creatures. So we can take some of those. Reanimate's really funny. Get my own Dreadnought. Mistrise Village is interesting. Definitely cut Baragoyf. That will definitely have Swords to Plowshares, and I'm sure they'll keep them in too. We'll respect Torpor Orb enough to cut Snapcaster Mage. Cling to Dust is not super impactful in the matchup. And neither is Lightning Bolt. I doubt they're even playing Doorkeeper Thrall, or if they are, they'll probably side it out because it is kind of a huge liability against a deck with 4 Lightning Bolts. I think I want all my Force of Wills. Don't really know what this build is capable of. Could be capable of some new stuff I've never seen before. Because there's a lot of brewing going on in Stifle Knot as well. Don't know if I really need this Mistrise Village. Well, having an uncounterable Fatal Push would be pretty important in certain scenarios. So we'll do that, and then probably just cut a second Lightning Bolt. They'll be good for what I need them to be when they show up, but for the most part, I don't think we really want to run into them. Maybe at all. I just want to confirm a few things before I cut all 4. For that reason, the way I'm speaking, like, I could cut, or could bring in the 3rd Thoughtseize, just because I want to know so much. This is a funny hand. I don't want to concede resources. And Brainstorm plus Fetch Land, sure. But I could see people getting mad at me for keeping this hand. And you are, yeah, you're justified. You're fine for that. Good draw. Let's fix this hand pronto. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm pretty sure they still play Wasteland, so could just put back an island and swamp here, grab Badlands, see where that gets me. Hopefully not Stifled, yeah. Like I said, I don't think they run that card anymore. Thoughtseize you. Were they thinking about forcing? I think it's between Dress Down and Stock Up. I should probably take Dress Down. I don't want to get caught against that card. And we'll hope they don't top deck Ancient Tomb. But yeah, a lot of my interaction kind of avoids the stack here. Like if I can get just an innocuous Kaito through, or an innocuous creature, I mean, and Kaito goes off, that'd be sweet. And then anything else is like, that was a good draw. So what I gotta get now? It's hard to say. Not that. Uncounterable Kaito is pretty far off too. I could use Nimble to counter the Null Drifter draw 2, which is a start. And then I'd need like Uncounterable Edict or something like that. Oh. That was such a good top deck. I mean, they had to bend their whole breacher to get there, but get there, they did all the same. It's tough stuff. I guess they need a land too. Brainstorm. Yep. Get Brainstorm locked for me? Not even close. Well, they might be Brainstorm locked, but I was hoping they wouldn't hit their land. Alright. Counter your draw 2. Hopefully that messes them up. Ponder. Well, it won't be uncounterable if I find a force, but I mean an edict, but Maybe they left something on top. Some part of it on top, you know. There's the edict. I kind of need it. But I also need it to be uncounterable. Maybe I can just body the... Yeah, I could just body the Annihilator 1 for a turn. It's not fun, but then I should also sneak this by Hydroblast. They discard Flooded Strand, so Edict might have worked this turn. I don't know. I doubt they would have left the force blue card exposed like that. Drop the non-basic. Stock up. As long as they don't find a creature. Or Wasteland. Wasteland would be awful. Okay. Mountain. Do that. Cast Edict. Beautiful. No Torpor Orb. No Null Drifter. Yes, Brainstorm. Thank God they're fetching. But I was like, if you just found everything you needed, that was rough. For me. Good for you. Another Brainstorm. Oh no. Okay. It's like, not again. I mean, they could have a Null Drifter. They just don't have the mana to cast it. Dude, you're killing me. Deck. Please. Draw a card. It's not incredible. A lot of Bowmaster's power comes from that ETB. But I mean, if they really don't have it, this could work out. I'll cast Bowmasters anyways. And I'll make it uncounterable. They are at 9. I do want to point that out. Ah, they kept the swords. Damn you. And they have a Saga. Okay. I'll play uncounterable Kaiso. Tap down Null Drifter. Try and get some work done. But I'm feeling quite overpowered. Just gotta get over the line here. They're at 9. To cast a lot of their, or like really get going on this stuff, it does cost kind of a lot of life. I mean, they're getting their land drops now. I assume they'll chump with Saga token. But if they don't, I can get some cards. Well, that'd be pretty nice. Ooh. Ooh. I don't like that. I mean, they can't block now is the thing. But they can also swords it. Sucks. Alright. What do I do about that? Could draw. Gosh, they're so close to being done. So close to being done. Draw a card. Just a land. And I tapped weird. I don't have an Underground Sea. Alright. Play that. Play that sad 1/1. I was wondering if they were going to force it, just because... What else are they going to force, you know? Oh, they're at 6. Could a pair of uncounterable lightning bolts get the job done here? I hope so. They're going to get Dreadnought, so... Oh, they also have Hydroblast, though. That is something to consider. Oh my god, they're at 4. This could really work out. Unless they have Shadow Spear. I think they should get Dreadnought, but in case they get Pithing Needle, I don't want to give up on this Surveil. Bowmasters. Call that lethal where I'm from. Dreadnought. Lava Spur Boots. So I'm dead. Oh man. Exacties. Good games. Well, that was wild. We were real close. Maybe they wouldn't have tapped Ancient Tomb, though, if they knew they didn't have it this turn. Hard to say. Welcome back for round number 3. Hand's pretty cool. I'll have to see what we're up against. Polluted Delta. It's like every deck now. Underground Sea. Tameo. Likely blue-black tempo. Deck that I don't feel like I'm very good at playing against for whatever reason. We drew a land, that's not good. They don't seem to have a daze, they seem F6'd. Oh man. I mean, Brainstorm is good, but I don't think I can stomach drawing another land. I think we can do better than that. Kolaghan's Command, hell yeah, that's good. What's really bad though is that they're going to start just crushing this card advantage situation. Brainstorm. Well, it's kind of nice actually that they're only going to get one clue off Tamiyo. That part is good. And they're not activating it this turn. All right. Tamiyo goes up. They even hit a fetch land. Just the complete nuts here. Is there more? Sure. No shuffle. Lightning bolt. If I had more mana, these could combine their powers and take out Tamiyo. That would play into a daze, of course. I'm just going to pass. They're going up. Grixis Colors. Oh, is this the like Grixis Arcan deck? Well, I do need to spend my mana. I'm getting my Bowmasters Bowmastered. Would be kind of sad. But I have Kolaghan's Command. Bowmasters resolves. Put that trigger on Tamiyo. Okay, that's not a surprise. Yikes. These lands are driving me nuts. Let's cast Stock Up. They'll Brainstorm. Okay, how about... Definitely Kaito. I guess Force would turn on any top-decked blue card as well. That was my gut choice. And then land at the very bottom. How aggressively are they gonna go after the oh god damn it. That's annoying. Yeah, I don't know how aggressively they're gonna go after Tamiyo's ultimate. Now they have full information though, which is not good. Taking Force of Will is so interesting. They have a Murktide Regent. Maybe a Tamiyo ultimate. Wasteland. 2 cards left over there. We're so close. We have so many more cards in hand, but we just can't really get them to translate it. We just keep drawing lands too. Such a bummer. Probably have to tap that down eventually, so what? Get back Bowmasters and deal 2 damage to Tamiyo. I'll take 7 this turn. Alright. Guess I'll just pass. Because I think they'll definitely want to attack with Murktide. It just really depends on if their last cards are relevant or not. It's really all that matters here. Stock Up. Now it will depend whether or not they can add to the board. Like if they get another glyph off this stock up, it'd be pretty bad for me. They also just tapped their wasteland though, so I should have bolted in response. And they must have a plan for this Bowmasters, which makes sense. Like, of course they do. They have 4 cards in hand. They did not make a land drop. I'm gonna bolt the army. No, let's just bolt Bowmasters. That makes the most sense. I'll Fatal Push my army in response, which is a really good exchange for us. However, it means that, like, you know, I can't enable Kaito. And if I cast Thoughtseize, I lose. So that's not good. Yeah, I'm just squeezed way too tight. Too many lands. What else is new? Things wouldn't be so bad if I was able to Thoughtseize first, but yeah, they can just force a will. Let's go to the next game. Oh crap, I could have Thoughtseized and maybe gotten a little more information. But yeah, just nowhere near enough action. Way too many lands. Alright. From the Catacombs. Really great for these Faramir's. You want to be a little careful though. If you want to still get any value off the first room of the Undercity, you can't fetch out all 5 basic lands. Nile Spellbomb, Red Blast, Fatal Push. Yeah, that's good. And then I'll play around their Fatal Push. Reanimate's good. Lightning Bolt, not as good. Kolaghan's Command, expensive cards in general we can go down on. That includes Snapcaster Mage as well. Nimble's not for this matchup. Before we actually start cutting Thoughtseize, I'm going to trim 2 Force of Wills, especially on the play. I'm pretty sure these decks are only red for Molten Collapse, but now they'll also have Red Blast in the sideboard. Okay. Yes, we'll keep. Then play Mistrise Village tapped. Pass the turn. They might wasteland. They don't. They have Tameo. How badly do I want to play around Daze? Oh. Turns out I really, really do. Sure. Wasteland. Could take this opportunity to brainstorm. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Sure. Pretty incentivized to get basic island here, so I'm just gonna shuffle the force. I don't want to spend 2 cards for one of theirs. Can't get enough of it though. Yeah, I'll definitely draw Brainstorm, but probably not the other one, Force of Will. And then I guess I'll just, slam stock up? Now Spellbomb, that's fine. It feels like they're projecting a little bit. I mean, it still is good against me. But I'm less concerned with this. Let's get an F6 check here. Okay, they likely have a Daze. So I guess I'll just brainstorm around a Bowmasters right now and Thoughtseize them. Hide a Bowmasters from a Thoughtseize. That seems pretty good. Check the hand. Pretty good hand. Guess I'm taking stock up. They do have days. Double Kaito. I don't think there's any point in taking one of those. So I'll just take stock up. That hand is solid. How are we going to fight through these Kaitos? I'm sure we'll find a way. A big part of it will be not giving them cards. Yeah, we'll leave this malleable. Cast stock up. They're gonna bomb me in response. Could just take force blue card. If I could translate this into more value though, that'd be nice. I think I want an answer to Murktide. And then just something to... It's pretty far away from grinding with Cling and Dust though. So I'll just take Spell Bomb. Yeah. I'm sure I'll be shuffling pretty soon, so... I don't like that they can hardcast days on Spell Bomb. Otherwise I would cast it, because if they get set back a land drop, I'm not dealing with Kaito next turn. Bowmasters would have been pretty rough there. Alright, they're not jamming Kaito. That means I'm pretty happy to surveil. Keep that, I think. Don't really want them playing out Bowmasters. This is tricky. It's good in the matchup. Sure, I'll take it. I'll take it. Play the Spell Bomb? Yeah. They have response. Sanctuary. For stock up. It's pretty good. That puts them up 7 cards. That's so many. Oh, it hurts. And they clearly have Red Blast. Or they were just like, oh, I should probably represent Red Blast. Yep. Hard times. I resolved one too, though. So we're in a pretty close fight here. The only thing that might help is that maybe I can invalidate their days. Oh, they sneak in a Murktide? Oh, fucked that up. I should have activated the bomb when they cracked their polluted delta. Shit, sorry everyone. I feel like I'm not doing very well. Ugh. Yep. Petty theft. Spell bomb. Draw card. Reanimate. Can I take it back? Just kidding. There's not much really good in there. Guess I'll take a land drop too. Yeah, let's play out this Strix. Brainstorm, do that too. Tameo, it's not bad. The land drops are a little tough to bear. But I'm just gonna keep asking them to keep up with this value, I think. Try and back it up with Bowmasters, see where it gets me. Do everything in my power to not take damage on my turn. Push my Tameo. And then nothing. Yeah, I should probably reanimate it. hit for 1. I have to draw another Badlands next turn, and then hopefully after that I can top deck some way to generate card advantage. I think they drew that land. Kaito resolves. Surveil 2. Binning both. Alright. Might be able to get them to expose some Bowmasters by casting this Brazen Borrower. Alright. Everyone attack Kaito. Something's happening. Fatal push on Brazen Barber. Would I interact with that? I mean, maybe. Activate this clue. Shieldred's Edict? Okay. Try Bolt. That's a Hydroblast. Okay, try Edict then. If their last unknown is Force, it's a little tough. They're gonna Daze. I will pay. Alright, we got there. Might be time for Murktide to come back. Yes, indeed. Oh yeah, I knew their whole hand. Keep screwing up. There's Fatal Push. So they have a way to get through my Baleful Strix even. Things are rough enough that I probably just need to send Tamiyo flying into Murktide. Ooh, okay. That's pretty good. Ninjutsu. Then we'll tap down Murktide, and then double Bowmaster Kaito, and their last card will be Fatal Push, and hopefully our board is just too good. And hopefully they draw a land. I don't know. Don't draw stock up. Okay. Almost certainly they drew a land or Daze. Pretty scary game. For game 3, yeah, I don't find Lightning Bolt the most attractive. You do need to stop Tamiyo. Definitely do. I also find Mistrise Village pretty bad. Definitely exchange that for a Force of Will. No compunctions with that. And then yeah, we saw Hydroblast, so Kolaghan's Command. Gotta be very careful with that one. One copy is fine. Could take Barragoyf. Their Fatal Push will be pretty overtaxed, but also Barragoyf is a sitting duck for Kaito's -2. Might want to take Nimble Obstructionist. It does some funny stuff. It's hard to interact with. Sure. Opposition Agent also has Flash. Consideration for taking that one. No, I think this looks good. think these are the cards I want. I'm kind of wondering if they could just like cut all their Force of Wills. It's not the most uncommon for this matchup. This hand is good. It might be a minute before we can Pyroblast, but that never bothers me too much unless they lead on Tamiyo. But they mulliganed. So they might not, yeah, just land go, sure. Okay, now I'm less concerned with just probably pondering here. Shuffle that, I need a land. Uh-oh. I have my concerns. Bowmasters hits the bin. They must really be looking for land. Well, not that bad apparently. But binning Bowmasters is pretty wild. Land? Oh my god. Beautiful. I think I should wait until I have double blue up to cast Tamiyo. Bowmasters. So if they have Kaito and can back all this up with Daze, that would be insane. Are you kidding me? I guess this means that they aren't going to Kaito, but it's still pretty bad. Bolt. I mean, yeah, if they go into combat with 3 mana up, I'm also not going to just sit around and wait for a second blue source. Gotta play this tight. They have a push too. That is rough. Am I playing this bad? I feel like I might be playing this bad. Bolt your Bowmasters. Alright. Brainstorm. There we go. Hide Kaito on top. I wouldn't Pyroblast for the world. Well, maybe I would though. Brainstorm. It's worth a shot. On the spot concession. I think they could have gotten back into that. 2-1. I think I got one more in me tonight. Welcome back for round 4. Oh man. I mean, having force in your opening hand is pretty important, but this is a 1-lander. It's not even a basic. I'll throw it back. Sure, I'll keep this and get rid of one of the swamps. We'll see if that first hand would have been better. King's Misty Rainforest? Likely not. Basic Island Ponder. Sure. This could be a lot of things. Omni Show or like some kind of show and tell deck are quite popular right now, as I mentioned in the deck tech. And they just shuffled, so... Oh yeah, that's a Lotus Petal. Not sure if Doomsday would get their islands so proactively. But yeah, we're up against some kind of combo deck, and I'm wondering... Okay, there's Force anyways. Can I afford to Ponder? I play a lot of blue cards, folks. Shuffle. Hey, right back where we started. Rainforest. Now the real question is, if they resolve a show and tell, do I put in Bowmasters or a land? It can be hard to know sometimes. Ideally, if they show and tell, they just put in Emrakul, because that lands up quite well. Or Shieldred Edict lines up very well with that. That was not a good draw. Applying pressure is pretty darn important. So yeah, we'll just plan on doing that. Playing Bowmasters pretty much no matter what. Might need to Edict. Oh, they don't make a play. What are they waiting for? Probably Bowmasters. I'll probably see a Brainstorm here. Whoops, that's embarrassing. Yep. So yeah, they likely wanted to Brainstorm this turn, but Bowmasters, or the threat of Bowmasters, made them not make a land drop, which is pretty good. It might not matter in this matchup, because usually Bowmasters is not fast enough to get them all the way down to 0. I was playing IRL in paper last night, and I got my Omnishow opponent to 1. Just could not get that final point of damage. It was very funny. Very good game. Ugh. This is killing me. Not going to sit around and wait for a Brainstorm, though, so I'll just surveil on the end step, if there is an end step. It might be over for me. That's a Hedge Maze. I'm pretty sure this is Omnishow. Spinning Ancient Tomb. All of these cards are in Omnishow. Ponder. Shuffle. So they're still looking for something. The thing about Omnishow is that they really want Show and Tell. They don't get like Sneak Attack. They also just didn't make a land drop of Bend Ancient Tomb. This is very peculiar. No. Enough with the land. Ooh. Cast it. You gotta be kidding me right now. To hell with Force of Will. If I draw these lands, I will lose. I'll just straight up lose. Ponder. Shuffle. The shields are down. I'm not tapping out. Brainstorm. If I cast Bowmasters now, 10, 6, they go to 4. It doesn't even turn off Ancient Tomb. Rather hold up Edict. God, I wish I had this Force of Will. I might have been impatient. Maybe holding that Ponder would have been better. I don't know. Fail Summer, sure. I think that means they need more time. Because they could have just bodied all that and just probably been fine. Yeah, they need more time. Although they could have Lotus Petal. Yeah, there are ways this goes wrong. For sure. Yep. Oh god. Oh good. Oh god, oh good. Well, cast more Bowmasters. I don't think I've ever gotten this much time against a Show and Tell deck before. I feel very blessed. Sink into Stupor. That's good. Buys them so much time. Thoughtseize? Definitely better than holding up Force. Okay, yeah, they're just looking for Show and Tell. I think I take the 1 ring here. They top deck Show and Tell. They get an extra turn with Omniscience, which is messed up, but I Edict the Emrakul. So do I really just take Omniscience? I think so. I think it's insane, but I think so. They'll get a ring, but if they activate it, it's so many cards. So much could go wrong. Versus them getting like 1 turn. Why couldn't it be Atraxa? Ah, fuck. Yep. Well, we'll see what they draw, I guess. Look at all that junk getting shuffled into your deck. Land go. Cool. So, Brazen Borrower is a fine draw. That's a bad draw. Can I dodge Emrakul? Actually, if they draw Traxa, I'd be pretty happy about that. I'll hardcast Force and then reanimate it. Just need to dodge Emrakul. What else is new? Snapcaster Mage is lethal. If they brick again. Stock up. Definitely countering that. And this is also interesting because land is not really a brick anymore, because I can snap Force of Will. My own stock up. That's pretty likely to find Lightning Bolt, right? Haven't seen a single one yet. What if it finds Kaito? I need to do this now. Kolaghan's Command, hell yeah, that's good enough. I'll take a Force too. Bang bang. I cannot believe that worked. Game was a little bit of a farce. Usually Onmisha will put together their combo a lot faster. But it's not impossible. It's not impossible for the game to go like this. I'll consider this matchup a little safer than Sneak and Show, just because they have less pieces of their combo. They're pretty reliant on Show and Tell, and they supplant that with the One Ring, but that's exploitable in other ways. In other ways, it's more dangerous, though, because, you know, Veil Summer is very real against us. Trim on Cling, trim on Lightning Bolt. Bring in all three Red Blast for sure. And then Opposition Agent, Thoughtseize. I'll trim a Kolaghan's Command, and then don't need the basic Mountain. Yeah, I think this is good. Oh wait, 62 cards? This is not good. Get the last Bolt out, and then it's way too greedy to trim another land, I think. Even though I would really like to. Gotta play at least a little well. I think it's between Baraggoyf and Opposition Agent, even though I just brought an Opposition Agent. I think Baraggoyf is a little better against the red versions of this deck. It's hard to see myself tapping out for Baraggoyf. Putting it in off of Show and Tell is nice a lot of the time. More of a roadblock than you'd think it would be a lot of the time. Though probably not good enough. It's hard to say what that first hand would have done. It had Force of Will, but yeah, who knows what would have happened. This Forced Thoughtseize hand, it's not a turn 1 Thoughtseize, but you definitely keep the Forced Thoughtseize hands. And then, yeah, Edict, also pretty good. We're playing into Carpet of Flowers a little bit, but I don't really ever try to fight decks on their mana, even though it's getting more and more important to do so because, you know, there's cards like Mistrise Village, and I'm going to bend the Reanimate. I want them to see it. Although if I Thoughtseize them and remove and throw an Emrakul or an Atraxa in there, I'll be kind of sad. End of turn Brainstorm, you got it. Say I need to Force next turn. I think I pitch stock up first. There's no guarantee a land is coming. Okay, so they drew off the Brainstorm and then Lorient, although there was no indication that they had an upkeep stop set. So, not actually sure. Oh my god. Alright, well, Thoughtseize you. Spell Pierce? 1 second. Okay, I did not hit surgical extractions. Maybe I just don't care about this so much. I might need Edict and Reach. Okay, we'll do that. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. Oh, that's interesting. They must be almost ready to combo. But since they don't have a lot of mana, I feel like Double Force is pretty likely to stop them. And if not that, maybe Edict can buy me the time I need. Put some pressure on. Make any cantrip they draw for a land kind of rough. We should cast Stock Up. Definitely Snapcaster Mage. And then I suppose Baleful Strix. I think probably lands to the very bottom. Alright, we got Triple Force. Will do no good if they set up a Mistrise line. So Snap Thoughtseize is pretty important. But yeah, they're just having a really hard time. I'm sorry, opponent. They dropped Veil of Summer. Start with Ponder. Okay, this is good stuff. How about dueling Mistrise Villages is very funny. So the thing about Snap Thoughtseize is that it also increases my clock. So maybe I don't need... And I don't think I need Mistrise Village. Although, no, I think I do. I think I really do. Because it probably invalidates a lot of cards in their hand right now. And probably means I don't need all these Force of Wills if I just have one that's uncounterable. And in my head I was like, oh, that means I can cast Strix. No, it does not. Because you gotta pay mana to activate the Mistrise Village. Okay, they hit their land. Can expect something pretty messed up next turn, I think. Involving Veil of Summer even. So yeah, I'll definitely Thoughtseize you. Wow. Damn. Okay. Well, mana's certainly the gate here. Are we really just going to start working through these show and tells? I guess so. We can forever invalidate Force with Mistrise Village, which is cool. Yeah. Alternatively, Stock Up could be the right take here. Seeing as I have the Force of Wills to make this last. This is so funny. Yeah. Okay. This is so funny. That was their draw. The next spell I cast cannot be countered. It will be Force of Will. Pitch Baleful Strix. Play this land. Keep on attacking. Now they're hitting their lands. They can double send. But they won't have anything to do with it. Yeah, they're just going to hold it. Well, that's interesting. What do I do with that? Probably, what? Snap Thoughtseize? They could hardcast Force of Will. Not spending my mana right now hurts. But like Snap Brainstorm feels kind of bad. I mean, I could just ignore Mistrise Village and instead have Hardcast Force, Pitchcast Force. And having a faster clock certainly seems good. Sure. And there's no way they use their Force on this. There's Surgical. That's pretty funny. Don't need this Edict anymore. I just want an uncounterable Surgical Extraction. That's all I want. Do that. Show and Tell is out, and I don't see Eureka either. But they do have Uros. So we'll have to fight over Uro, of course. But we just took a lot of pressure off. And took 2 cards out of their hand, which is frankly insane. They can still Carpet, Hardcast Omniscience, all that good stuff. I guess for that reason, I'll play this Tamiyo. Hedge Maze. And there's Uro. Crap. Oh man. I need them to have not drawn Force of Will. Do it again. Super. All right. See if we can get there. Okay, we scoop it up after that. Not how the matchup usually goes, but it is nice to know that we apply the right kind of pressure. And yeah, Mistrise Village is funny. It kind of goes both ways. Like, will they have more mana to leverage it than us? Probably, because we don't play Carpet and stuff like that. Grixis is always kind of light on mana, but our spells are cheap enough that activating this is not completely unfeasible, as we saw in that round. And the uncounterable Surgical Extraction was pretty gnarly. All right, positive record locked. We got one more match. I'm going to do it tonight. Round 5 is not starting off too great. I'm going to mulligan this no-lander while opponent's keeping 7. Sure, I'll give this a shot. I'd say Lightning Bolt's probably the lowest power level here. Stock Up can unmulligan me. And I might get wasted off red anyways, so yeah, let's bottom Lightning Bolt. And fight Claw our hardest into this. Flooded Strand. Makes me feel like maybe I chose the right card, unless they play Stoneforge Mystic. But then again, I do have Brazen Barber. Pretty good at neutralizing Kaldra. That's Meticulous Archive. So we could be facing Cephalid Breakfast. Could be Stifle Knot again. Quite a few decks play Meticulous Archive. Opponent's going to shuffle. Play Urza's Saga. It still could be Stifle Knot, but I'm going to play like it's Cephalid Breakfast, because that is the more damning, or like we get more of an automatic loss if we mess up. That was a great draw. I didn't call it out as soon as it happened, since I was finishing this thought. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a Nadu deck. So we'll be holding Bowmasters as a removal spell. And unfortunately I cannot cast Stock Up either. What we're hoping to see them do is make 2 constructs. I can pick off the first one after they make the second one, of course, because I don't also want to lose. Cool. Cast Bowmasters. Target construct. That's pretty nice, right? Yep, there's a Shuko. Oh my. And they have another land to follow up. We want to avoid Nadu. Lightning Bolt. Okay. I'm going to hold for a turn. I want them to have less cards in hand if I go for Stock Up. I think it'll be good at some point. I have to still be in the game to cast it, of course. They bin Nomads? They've been nomads? Take 3. I'm not willing to chump. Swords my bowmasters. Ponder? Play bowmasters. I'm going for the kill on this. If they swords it again, it's truly whatever. No combo for them this turn. Now my army token can trade with construct. No shuffle, Tropical Island, go. Alright. What do I get? Nimble Obstructionist. Okay. Well, I like that card. I like it very much. Cavern. Oh, shit. Well, that ain't good. So I could bounce Shuko, then counter it when they try to cast it again. This goes wrong in a lot of ways. Why did they bin nomads? It makes me feel like they already have nomads, which would be very bad. If they just have nomads and Shuko, it's kind of like, what's the point of anything? Let's do that. Spell Pierce? Oh my god. Alright, fine. Bolt the construct so they get less Nadu triggers. They'll draw 2. And then I'll be begging for an edict pretty much. Narcomoeba to hand. It's not really where they want it. And swords. Okay. Force that. Great. Extra 2 cards a turn though. It's not acceptable. Reanimate? That won't really help me until this Nadu is gone. I need to cast Stock Up, but I'm pretty sure this game is out of reach now. Yeah. Too bad. I feel like it was close. I mean, I'll see if they just flip complete trash. Play this, oh, they have Swords of Plowshares. I don't think I should play this Tameo out. Yeah. Oh, wow. They flipped Nomads. Nadu is a pretty hilarious card. They flipped Illusionist as well. Maybe a smarter thing to do would have been just hold up Nimble Obstructionist and see if they just like tap out. Could have just seen if they like, or just like went all in for the combo with like forced backup and all that, but no way to interact with Cephalid Illusionist. And yeah, they're giving me a turn. It's very strange. Or good. It's good. Alright. Yeah, I'll play Tameo. Interesting they're not activating. Okay, there we go. A lot of land. Another Saga. Backup Nadu. Card advantage is hilarious. Doesn't take much to assemble this engine either. Yep. I hope they go for it and somehow screw up. I'll take 4. If I can get a clue off Tameo. I just want them to think they're in more danger than they are, essentially. Yeah, they're gonna go for it. I like this. I mean, they'll also have like every land though, so once they find like Teferi, they'll be pretty safe. Okay, they milled. There's Dread Return. What order do we want this to happen in? We want Teferi in the graveyard. There's Memory's Journey. Boss's Oracle. Counter that. Of course. Now we just want this stuck on board, basically. Ooh, Cling to Dust. Is there any way I can snipe that Memory's Journey? Any way at all? Can't target Oracle with Dread Return and also pay for it by sacrificing Thassa's Oracle, so we're safe from that line. We're not really safe from Urza Saga constructs. That's something we are not safe from. Yeah, 0 cards in library. Is there any way to hold on? They're gonna dread return and get nomads. I should have left up red, huh? Yeah, they can go again. I mean black. Not that it matters. They have a bunch of swords. Force of will. Literally does not matter. High inevitability, but I did get to see their whole deck, which is cool. No Teferi is interesting. What are they playing instead of Teferi? Spell Pierce. It's the only change I can see. Do I like Spell Bomb? It's not bad. Fatal Push and Red Blast are the for certain ones. I like Surgical as well, just because Nadu is such a headache, you know? And then I'll trim like Snapcaster Mage, Baraghoyf. Mistrise Village is also interesting. Like if counter magic is how they're going to protect their combo, and they don't play Wasteland or anything like that, I'll probably go without that island. I also don't really feel like Force is incredibly necessary against this deck. They showed us Cavernous Souls for 1, and for 2, they are a creature combo deck. We should be pretty effective against it, although it's like a broken card, so we have to contend with that aspect, which is rough, but I have beaten this deck many times. Strix is not incredible here. Neither is Narset. Man, where are these cuts going to come from? I don't think I want Meltdown either. Their constructs are never that impressive. Trim of Thoughtseize. And yeah, I feel like the cuts are usually so much easier. Maybe I don't bring in Spellbomb against this deck very often, yeah. Or ever. Alright, try that. Oh. Yeah, the removal spells are good enough to keep me from mulliganing this. They mulled a 6. That's cool. Send it back. Shieldred's Edict really does feel like the only acceptable way to answer Nadu as well. With a 1-for-1 removal spell. Ponder's fine. I mean, if everything goes perfectly, and we can do a Bowmasters into Kaito Goldfish, that would be incredible. I'm not banking on that, because that would require me to hit my lands perfectly, and for them to fold to Force of Will. But I can dream. Like, for me to feel comfortable doing that, they'd have to expend a lot of resources, like essentially playing into a Bowmasters here and having a hard time. I don't really see that happening. Send it back. Meticulous Archive. Putting card on top. Rainforest. Brainstorm. Resolves. I think they almost cantrip, but I think they realize that it would have meant they have to get Savannah. I do need to spend my mana this turn, so it looks a little silly casting Bowmasters now after Brainstorm. But you just gotta do it. There's like no guarantee I'm gonna draw land. That worked out. Alright. We're literally sending for any amount of damage, so that feels good. But I'm not super optimistic. It was pretty important to hit the 3rd land by now. But I openly acknowledge that this is just a really big risk for the hand. Yep, we gotta let that Brainstorm go too. Because they could just go land, Illusionist, combo piece. Maybe they'll just drop in a Nadu here, I don't know. There's Nomads. Oh goody. Another Nomads? Well, guess I'll cast Bowmasters. Consigned to memory. That's so interesting. Sure. I had to think about it, and I'm actually okay with it. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know where that came from. um, that was not edited. Okay. I don't like that they have two nomads. Saga? It's not Cavernous Souls. Nadu? It's going to be so important to just edict this and try and keep Kaito. Bolt. Push. Resolves. Okay, how about edict? Super. I don't think they have days. They showed me days last game. But if they draw days, they won't have combo pieces. Definitely take my land drop for next turn. And we'll just try and burn their shit with lightning bolt. Oh, Nadu. Have the second edict. And yeah, if their last card's counter magic, I'm gonna press the advantage. Even though giving up on my counter magic is pretty scary. Pithing Needle. If you name Kaito, I swear to God. Nimble Obstructionist, great name. Oh, feeling pretty safe now. Definitely don't tap the Badlands. Swing in. I don't care if they get an unpunished cantrip, excuse me. I want my removal spell back. And I anticipate at least one top here. Am I ever going to tap out for stock up? I mean, I think they will play kind of weirdly if I go top. It's two Nadus down. Feels nice. And they are making a construct. So that also feels nice. I'm assuming they'll get Shuko. They do. They equip. Did you top deck? No. Thank goodness. Because another Nadu there would have been rough. Do I bolt? I think if I don't bolt, I'm plussing, so I lose a card anyways. Okay. Wait, did I just miss lethal? Okay, the ref's sixth. Let's go for lethal. Might as well make it uncounterable, but they can still remove the army tokens, so... yeah, it would not be good. Alright, sweet. Now I gotta take one on the draw. Very fortunate they mulliganed that game. Because if they had one more resource, yeah, it just could have been like a land or swords or something, but it could have been also something that would have helped them, so we'll consider ourselves lucky. I also realized when I hit submit that, yeah, blue card count is way too low. Additionally, I think I just got a little tilted by Nadu in game one, and I'm not sure if 2 surgical extractions is good, although on the draw, it could keep me alive against a goldfish, and force is interacting with what, no, I mean surgical is interacting what you'd want to have to use force on, otherwise you want to use creature removal, except for Nadu, unless I'm extracting Nadus, because that also feels good. I like doing that. I think we can go without reanimate. Reanimating Nadu is super sweet when they're a swords deck, but let's not plan for that world. Maybe they never even put Nadu on the stack, I don't know. I mean, let's be honest, my game plan probably will involve a Nadu in the graveyard. Let's target it with surgical and not reanimate. And that is my promise to you. Is Consign any good? It's like okay. It might help us out of a jam, but I don't think it's that great. I'm just going to take the 4th force. Just kind of be scared about it. There's also Opposition Agent, but I don't know. It's a good way to interact with their uncounterable Shuko. i.e. Chapter 3 versus Saga. And they're usually tapping out for that. It's a lot better on the play. I think that's when I should have brought it in. Is this just the deck? I guess so. I don't think I'm really satisfied with this plan. I think there's a better one. Yeah. This is so much removal. And they're going to lead on Headvase. Spinning Savannah. Maybe I'll extract those. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Another Red Blast. I think I'll just Red Blast pretty much anything. I'll Red Blast anything that moves. Both of their Surveil lands are in hand. I put a card on top. Now, if I was truly insane, I'd screw up their Surveil with Surgical. But I just can't bring myself to hit Savannah, which is almost certainly a one of. Snap Surgical is pretty good. That's not Cavern. Alright. Volcanic Island. Red Elemental Blast. They will fight. I'm going to point a Fatal Push at it and give them a card. What do they get? An Illusionist. Chilling. They have Daze. This sucks. No. Fucking Daze. Guess I'll give them another card. Why won't you die? Nomads. They got the combo in their hand. I think I can beat the combo. Well, depending on what they have, right? God. The Dream is extracting Illusionist and Nadu. Then their deck will just have to try and win with mediocre beats. May not have that luxury. Let's extract Nadu on the draw step. And formulate a plan. And hopefully just not see our doom. Okay, we do not see our doom. Alright, it's exposed. Lightning Bolt. Okay, so their hand is Pithing Needle, Flooded Strand, Misty Rainforest. Extract Illusionists. How are they going to win? Urza's Saga. Alright. No combo, no value. Kaito on Pithing Needle. Yep. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think at this point we just need to stay alive, so I'll happily trade. Thoughtseize. Okay. Brainstorm. Good stuff. Real good stuff. I don't want to draw this Thoughtseize though. But part of being mana efficient. Yeah, I guess I'll draw it. Oh, maybe I should have played it that turn. Although it seemed like they drew a land, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. Flooded Strand. They drew Narcomoeba. I'm stupid, excuse me. Alright, Cling. Ponder, I guess. Thoughtseize you. Take your Force. Cast Stock Up. Take, not Kaito, I guess. Pyroblast and Island. Play Tamio. I mean, Kaito wouldn't be horrible as a 3/4 hexproof. I think we can do better though. Shuko. Almost busting through. I'll block. Shieldred's Edict. That's not going to do a whole lot while the Narcomoeba's around. Activate this Clue. Cast Brainstorm. Put Ponder on top. Do that. Pass it back. There's Saga. We got some work to do. They're not giving up, that's for sure. I'll Red Blast it. Ponder first. I did not bring in Meltdown, correct? So what we're really looking for is like Colgon's Command. I'm gonna shuffle. Get stock up. Activate, or cast stock up. Take these Bowmasters. Any order. Pass it back. Alright. Now we'll surveil. There's that. Bin Mistrise Village. Force of Will. Send it back. They're making a construct. Let's edict token. Great. Are they going to fail to find? No, they probably have in their Shuko, yeah. 6 power. It's a lot. Let's cling. And there's still another surgical in the deck, so I don't want to target Saga. Brainstorm. We'll start there. Strix. Very nice. Play that. We can keep going up. There's a force on top of my deck. Ponder. If we can take out the construct this way, that would be really sweet. Seems like yes. Man, Force of Will becomes so much more free when you don't have to worry about Nadu or getting comboed. It's kind of insane. Thassa's Oracle. There's no way they can like annihilate their library, right? I mean, I could force that part of it. I feel like removing Oracle and clinging it would be like one of their last win cons gone, right? Fatal Push. Smash for 7. There was a lightning bolt in my yard. Maybe I should have just forced and put them on a 2-turn clock, but they have a lot of cards in hand. Saga should be too slow. Cling. Kaito. Well, I can pitch it to force. Badlands. Okay, they're at 2. I have a mountain of counter magic. Guess we're overrunning them as well. Alright, sweet. Got there in the end. Pretty unconventional strategy that time, I'd say. Extracting both Nadu and Cephalitic Illusionist does not happen very often. It's pretty funny. I'm pretty thoroughly impressed by Mistrise Village. I feel like there hasn't been an effect this powerful on a land in a long time. I mean, you could argue card advantage on a land is incredibly powerful, so from the same set, Quarry Mountain Monastery, Cathal Lochthwain, those kind of effects have existed before. But maybe the fact that the lands they were on didn't make blue mana, maybe that's what made it not so feasible in Grixis Control. The fact that this land taps for blue and generates virtual card advantage by shutting off opponents' counter magic. I don't know, it's going to be really hard to see, or hard to say, and interesting to see where this all lands up, because in my heart, I feel like you shouldn't really mess with the mana base in Grixis Control. We're barely getting by as is, playing 3 colors and also dodging Wasteland. But the next spell you cast this turn can't be countered. That's just such powerful text on the land. And also, like I said in the deck tech, I just feel like the deck is a little messy right now. It doesn't really feel like I'm anywhere near a solve. And that makes sense because the meta is brand new. Not only did we get Mycospawn and Troll Kazad-Dum banned, which I think were pretty seismic bans. Dragonstorm just came out. A lot of cool new stuff in that set. So yeah, stay tuned to the channel. Should be some really interesting weeks to come. And I'm glad we're still hanging in there. 4-1 record, very happy with that. Thank you so much to all my new Patreon supporters. Check it out. There's a lot of good content on there. $2 tier gets you all that content. And yeah, hope you all have a great night or day. And I'll see you next time.